Last days in the UK.
America is back at the table.
President Biden continues his international travels in Brussels today. New details following a tragedy.
We need to wake up to this problem.
Publix reopening its doors and the reason behind the shooting. Plus, honoring the Pulse victims.
A flood of emotions. I miss them so much.
A community coming together in solidarity to spread light. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache, and today is Monday, June 14th, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
A busy start to the week ahead for President Biden, strengthening global ties at his first NATO summit in office. Continuing his trip overseas, President Biden wakes up in Brussels this morning and takes the stage at the NATO summit. The network's Danelle Dukin recaps President Biden's weekend in the UK and key summit expectations.
President Joe Biden ended the three-day G7 summit with a new focus. He pledged to join forces in order to take a stronger stance against global issues.
President Joe Biden attended his first G7 summit, sending a message of unity in order to face global threats.
I conveyed to each of my G7 counterparts that the United States is going to do our part. America is back at the table.
Other leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron, share the same sentiment.
What we need is cooperation, and I think it's great to have the U.S. president part of the club and very willing to cooperate.
The G7 pledged their support to important matters such as global minimum tax, a transition to clean energy, and to contribute at least 1 billion COVID-19 vaccines to the rest of the world.
A week ago, I asked my fellow leaders to help in preparing and providing the doses we need to vaccinate the whole world by the end of 2022.
The leaders are also calling for a new investigation into the origins of COVID-19, after a previous report was considered insufficient due to China's refusal to cooperate.
We have to build a system whereby we can know when we see another lack of transparency might produce another another pandemic.
Biden will be meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday to discuss the relations between the U.S. and Russia. Biden is hopeful that the two countries can work together to resolve their differences. In the Control Center, Danelle Dukin, South Florida Media Network.
Officials continue to investigate this morning the gunmen involved in the Royal Palm Beach public shooting.
The real sad part of this, other than the fact that two people are dead, is that there was a chance this could be stopped.
New reports say the gunman, Timothy Wall, showed signs of wanting to kill people and children by posting on Facebook the day prior. Officials say Wall shot the toddler first and did not know either of his victims. Sheriff Rick Bradshaw believes the tragedy could have been prevented if someone had spoken up about Wall's behavior. Rapper Polo G is facing charges this morning after getting arrested in Miami over the weekend. The 22-year-old, whose real name is Taurus Barlett, faced 5 charges, including resisting arrest and battery on an officer. Miami police say they arrested a juvenile along with Polo G, his mother indicating the younger suspect as Polo G's brother. A community coming together this weekend in remembrance of the 49 lives lost during the 2016 Pulse shooting. The network's Alison Ugarte takes us to Orlando, where a vigil was held to honor the victims.
Luis, Daniel, Rosenleon, Danny.
Over the weekend, at least 1,500 people came together and watched in silence as the names were being read out loud. Streamed on a screen from Pulse just blocks away in Orlando near the Dr. Phillips Center for Performing Arts. Many, while wiping tears, Craig Adcott and his friend group clapped for his friend Edward Sotomayor Jr.
A flood of emotions. I miss him so much, and it was just so touching how the community came together to remember all the lives lost in my friend. And I remember where I was that day when they read the names, and he was the 4th name to come out, and I just collapsed on my couch. I could not believe it.
Back on the same lawn where he stood 5 years ago.
Every year, I come with my friends every year to remember.
Others from the community came in solidarity to honor the 49 lives lost in the nightclub shooting.
I'm here because this is my hometown. I'm queer and non-binary myself. I remember seeing how many people were here.
And still holding on to that light as the community continues to heal.
There's just as much solidarity, if not a ton more.
Allison Ugarte, South Florida Media Network.
Cuba is recovering from its highest number of daily COVID-19 cases this morning. The island recorded more than 1,400 new cases yesterday, as well as 12 new COVID-related deaths. The Cuban government announced Friday that it would be tightening restrictions on people entering and leaving Havana. The island's homegrown vaccines are being widely administered, but many doubt their effectiveness. This morning, the bid to purchase the third seat on Jeff Bezos' space trip has finally been accepted. Someone paid $28 million to get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take a trip with Jeff Bezos and his brother. The person, whose name has not been revealed, was the highest bidder for the third seat. The group will head to space on July 20th. After taking criticism that their console looks like a refrigerator, the engineers behind Xbox came up with a cool idea. That's still ahead, and so is this story.
All of a sudden, I just felt this huge bump, and everything went dark.
A whale with a license to krill, and a diver alive to tell the story. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's all of our responsibility to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. You can still use your outdoor spaces like yards and decks. It's also okay to go for a walk or exercise outside. Wear a cloth face covering, stay at least 6 feet away from other people, try not to touch any surfaces, and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Could spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Trapped inside a whale's mouth. How the diver managed to get out and live to tell the tale. A lobster diver is glad and alive after a humpback whale nearly swallowed him. 30 seconds he'll never forget.
And I thought to myself, okay, this is it. I'm gonna die.
The diver Michael Packard was around 45 feet down when he said he felt a bump and everything went black. His heart began to race and he realized he might not make it out alive or ever see his family again. The whale then shook its head and spit him out, leaving him with a few bruises and a trip to the hospital. Michael's wife said she's thankful he's alive and that the encounter was way too close to comfort. The holiday season is around the corner and Xbox has announced its new Series X Mini fridge. After responding to the people's request, Microsoft yesterday ended its E3 2021 showcase by announcing that it will unveil an Xbox Series X mini fridge later this year. It will come with a black exterior and a small box logo on the left corner on the door and green lights on the inside. Price and release date has not yet been confirmed. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.